Hi, I'm Kip, your host of the Torchcast. Before we start the show today, I'd like to play a little audio from Sunday's presidential debate because I care so much about the students being informed voters. Thank you. So that was the debate in a nutshell. Thanks for listening. We'll get the show started now. Welcome to the Torchcast. Today is October 12th, 2016, and I have a couple of very special guests today. One named Anton Saurini. Anton, what's going on?
Not much, Kip. How's it going?
Pretty good. The other one is named Jacob Michael Law.
Hey, Kip. How's it going?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. Better than I deserve, as one of my radio idols would say. Okay, Anton, what's your major?
I am currently majoring in pre-pharmacy, but I am going through a bit of a midlife crisis, and
Yes.
I might change my major.
To...
That's undecided. That's why it's a midlife crisis.
I'm going to recommend saxophone major.
Saxophone?
Yeah, I think you look like a saxophone player.
Like a sexy saxophone player or just normal?
Well, I'm not going to say that, but... Okay. And what year are you?
I'm a senior.
Okay. So, wow, you're picking a crazy time to switch.
Great time for life choices.
Yeah. You should do something really creative like art. That's always what you switch into and you're at the last second.
I'm not an alcoholic, though.
Says the guy who's drinking a rum and coke as we're recording. I'm just kidding. He's not. Because there's an alcohol policy at Ferris. None of us are drinking right now. I don't have a maker's mark in front of me at all. Anyway, Jacob Law, what is your major?
I'm political science, and I'm minoring in economics.
Okay. So, you're a senior then?
Yeah, I graduate in May.
Okay.
With you, Kip.
Yeah. You want to be walking partners?
We're not even in the same college.
No. Yeah, I'm in a good college. You're in a bad one.
Actually, we are in the same college.
Yeah, I was going to say arts and science.
Yeah, I'm still not going to walk with you, though.
Okay.
A little sidebar on that. Do you guys know how many tickets you get? Like, how many people can you bring to graduation?
No, I don't have no idea.
Something that somebody works for Ferris should know.
Yeah, like, especially someone who works for the Torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we specialize in graduation ceremonies at the Torch. Jake, you're in part of student government, correct?
I am, yes.
Who do you represent?
College Republicans.
Oh, okay.
And I'm missing the meeting right now to do the Torchcast.
Me too.
So I'm representing very well.
Yeah. All right. Anton it's interesting. Jake Law is someone I come across every day. He's my roommate. But Anton, I don't get to see you that often. I was thinking about you the other day.
Yeah.
And you're part of a group of people I met here at Ferris that has just a super Italian name that I'm jealous of because I'm Italian, but my name's Kip. Kip Bybee. It's just not Italian. So it's Anton Saurini, and then among the people I met with an Italian name, I have Frank Bartolomeo, his brother Dante Bartolomeo, Anthony Calaluca, Anthony Scalzi. I mean, it's like an Italian school practically.
He knows they're in the mob together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you want a funny story, I have a good one about my name.
Yeah.
My parents, when they argued about my name, like what it was going to be, so when I was born, for about a week, it was just boy, because they couldn't come to a resolution of what it's going to be. So my neighbor ended up being like, "Well, why don't you call it Anton?" And that's how I got my name.
How many Antons have you met in your life?
Yeah. How many have you guys met?
Antons? I've never even heard the name until you.
I
never
heard
heard Kip either, though.
Neither have I.
There was Pulp Fiction. The guy's name is Anton Rocky Hara.
In Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, the one they threw off a balcony. You never meet him, but they talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in high school I didn't really know. I didn't come across that. So it was interesting to meet you. I met you freshman year. You lived in McNerney, right?
Brophy.
Okay. Well, I lived in. They're connected. Yeah. I was in McNerney. But that was good times. In high school, my neighbor was actually named Gianni Vitali. I think he has all of you beat.
Yeah, he beats me out.
Yeah. I think his.
That's almost like. Yeah.
His grandpa owned an Italian restaurant too. Like
really?
he is as Italian as it gets. We had a guy in my high school named Giuseppe too. Actually, now I think that. But his last name was Jones. So I don't.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, Anton, we're gonna get into news, but I wanted to ask you, why weren't you at the gate last night?
So last night, today actually, I had a paper due.
Yeah.
So usually when I have stuff due, I watch YouTube videos all night, procrastinate, and then like set an alarm for 5 in the morning. So I'm not allowed to go out on nights before papers are due.
That's hilarious. Oh my god. Yeah, the gate was a good time last night. Jake and I went. It's funny. Some people will talk about hating loud bars, because it's overwhelming, or because they can't hear each other. My problem with a loud bar, and the gate is a loud bar depending on the night, is when you're talking to someone, specifically a girl, you'll say something and she'll say, "What?" And you have to get like an inch and a half away from her face. And of course, you've been drinking beer for the last 2 hours, and your breath is dry and stinks. So you end up a half an inch from someone's face, yelling, "I like to come to this bar a lot too." And you just see your face recoil from your disgusting Miller Lite breath. That was the gate last night. But also, Jake and I met our friends Jamie and Aaron, who they were sitting with us at a table, and so they went over to the bar to get a drink, and Aaron. Jake is shaking his head.
No, I like the story. It's hilarious.
It's fun. So they're at the bar getting a drink. Me and Jake are still at the table, and a guy walks up to him, and specifically to Aaron, and he's standing next to her. And I could kind of tell, but just by her body language, that he was like she didn't know him, and he was a little weird. But so they're walking back to our table. They finally get rid of the guy, and they're both cracking up laughing, and. So I guess this guy went up to her and took out his phone and was like, "Oh, I build fences," and started showing her pictures of fences he built. And then he kept scrolling through his pictures, and there's just a bunch of selfies of him like shirtless in bed, just that he took. And he's just showing her these pictures. It was the weirdest thing. And then he was like floating around our table too. We were all trying to huddle in. That was really funny.
So you're telling me I missed out on a good night at the gate?
I guess so.
I had a really good night, yeah.
I had a good time too, but I couldn't get served.
Yeah, usually they're pretty good. Last night it was
are.
kind of an off night.
They are normally good. I don't know what's going on. I was wearing a t-shirt that said, "I don't tip." That probably had something to do. No, I was wearing a cool quarter zip I got from Eddie Bauer.
Do they pay you to say that on here?
Yes, Eddie Bauer, where dreams come true. All right. Well, let's do some news here. You guys ready for news?
Go ahead.
Did you guys read the Torch this week? Or is this all fresh for you guys?
It's fresh
It's
for me.
extremely fresh.
Okay. All right, let's see. We have a story here about welders made a new pavilion. This was written by Andrea Lanehart. It's a pavilion made of metal that the welders have been working on for the last 3 years. It's one of the biggest community welding projects to date. I guess the welding program, they'll make cool stuff for the community sometimes. I think outside of Crankers, that like metal fence like on the patio that was made by the welders. So if you guys see the picture, that's really cool.
I see a lot of artwork around campus that's just like welded together, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Do you know if they do that as well?
Probably. I don't know. All right. Let's see. We got Personal Counseling Center offers services to students suffering from depression and other mental illnesses. This was written by Meg Heiler. This counseling center is located at Burkham Health. And any student suffering from any mental illness, suicidal thoughts, things like that, is encouraged to seek help there. It's an excellent resource. The way I like to think of it is if you had a kidney stone, you just go to the doctor and you get it fixed, or they give you some medicine. It's the same thing. Just go get it taken care of. You know, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but it's just something you got to go do if you're suffering from those things.
Just go get your depression taken care of.
Well, like I said, it's more complicated than that, but think of it like like any other medical thing. Just go do what you can to make it better. All right, so crimes of the week. We got a guy pulled over, and he had fraudulent insurance. Jake, you didn't have fraudulent insurance, but you had...
I didn't have insurance. Well, no, I have insurance, but I didn't have my insurance slip. Can I tell that story?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so I DD'd for my fraternity one night voluntarily because one of my close friends was turning 21. So our DD shifts start at 10 p.m. It's 10:01, And my friend who's turning 21 was like, hey, can you take us to the gate so that I can wait 2 hours and then have my first drink? I'm like, yeah. So I'm doing a favor, a free favor. I'm DDing for free. 10:01, I go down the alley behind my fraternity house, which is like never regulated by the police. And I'm just driving down it. The cop pulls me over and goes, yeah, you were going way too fast down that alley. I was like, oh, how fast was I going? He's like, well, I didn't gun you. I'm like, then what are we doing here? And he's just like, well, you were just going really fast. And I'm like, all right, like, can you even give me a ticket for this? He's like, no, but do you have your license, insurance? And I was like, I'm just sitting there like, I don't have my proof of insurance in this car. So he literally gave me a ticket for not having insurance when he should have never pulled me over in the first place. While I was voluntarily DDing at 10:01, a minute after my volunteer DD.
But you had insurance, you just didn't have the card?
I just didn't have the slip.
So can you go to court and fight them? And be like, this is my insurance.
I did, and they still were like, nope.
Dang.
Oh, bummer.
One time I got pulled over and I gave the cop like fake insurance. Like it was like 5 years old and it's Progressive, and like we didn't have Progressive anymore. I'm like, here you go, sir. He's like, thank you, and that was it.
Wow.
He just ran and he's like, you're good.
Every cop's different. I'm pretty sure that was a Acosta that got me that one. That was that streak where I got pulled over 3 times in 12 days.
Wow. Well, you're like blaming it on the police right now, but
that one was the police's fault. Me blowing a stop sign and cutting off the cop was my fault, and I deserved that $175 ticket.
Oh my god, that's expensive. You'd think if never mind. All right, Merrill Hall had a person who was being harassed by a non-student. Looks like they're unwanted calls, text messages, that kind of thing. So the police assisted with that. Yeah, that sucks. Don't stalk people.
Yeah, a person wasn't a clown, were they?
I don't think so. I don't want to go too much into the clowns because we did last week, but it seems like kind of a clown thing to do.
It does seem like a clown thing to do.
Yeah.
When we lived, not to keep going on clowns, but when we lived in the dorms, there was a clown one night that came around and tried to scare everyone in the window. Do you remember that?
I don't.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, we actually all got in one room, turned the lights off when he came to our window, we jumped up and scared him.
I remember the power outage night where all the lights were flickering in Merrill. That was right around Halloween. That was super scary.
Yeah, that was good times. All right. It looks like we have a hit and run drunk driver in Finch Court. Yeah. I think most hit and run accidents are from a drunk driver. Because really, other than getting a ticket or whatever for getting in a crash, there's no reason to drive away from it.
Right.
So unless you're drunk,
If you were drunk, would you drive away, Kip?
I don't drink and drive, Anton.
Not living life.
Yeah, I am living life. That's why I don't do it. For instance, I walked home from the gate last night. Not that it's that far, but anyway.
Making good decisions.
Yeah, really good ones. Let's see. There was a driver's side door bashed in on a car in lot 4. Sucks.
Yeah.
Someone threw a cup of pop at another person in McDonald's.
What?
That was probably pretty late at night.
Probably.
And that kind of stuff doesn't happen at 10 a.m.
No, not during the middle of the day.
Unless it's St. Patrick's Day. Then Shamrock Shakes get thrown at each other at 10 a.m. All right, Jake, off your phone, please. Marijuana at Merrill Hall. Merrill. Yes, I have here in my notes. Is Merrill the new McNerney?
Why?
In terms of like everything bad happening there. We have a stalker at Merrill. We have marijuana at Merrill. I've been reading crimes at Merrill for 5 weeks now.
Yeah.
I always heard when we were in the dorms, like Brophy McNerney was just referred to like as kind of the Detroit of the Ferris campus.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I would. Last week we talked about this. I said it's like the problem neighborhood.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
I never felt like really unsafe there, but I always made sure my door was locked.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one stabbing.
Just one.
And it was a fork or something. It wasn't even a knife.
Yeah, I mean,
that happened.
Yeah, and actually, right on our my first day of moving in, I was walking out of the dorm, and some guy was getting arrested, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that's about. And then like 3 days later, I read it in the Torch. The guy had felony marijuana possession with intent to distribute. Like right off the gate. Yeah, right out the gate. All right, let's see. Marijuana bust on State Street. Nothing new there. Social media harassment in Hallisey.
Jeez.
Just block them, if it's Twitter.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Seems easy enough. Not to victim blame because you shouldn't harass people either. We have marijuana in Lot 4. That's the second crime in Lot 4 this week.
You have a lot of marijuana crimes.
I know. It's a shame.
Yeah.
All right. Bedbug Procedures and Precautions by Harley Harrison. So the state of Michigan has seen an uptick in bed bugs. A good indicator is, do you have bug bites when you wake up? You should always check your luggage after traveling. Take your belongings. So if you have bed bugs, take your belongings out of your room and tell your RA. And what they do is they heat your room up to 140 degrees, and then they kill the eggs and the bugs. Yeah.
Do you know how they heat your room that hot?
No, I don't. I guess I should have read the article closer.
Yeah.
No. Bed bugs are an absolute. I've never had them personally, but from what I hear, they're an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
They ruin your life.
I'm sure you would be very itchy and just horrible.
Well, also it gets in all your clothes and stuff. I mean, they're just super hard to get rid of.
Well, if you wash them, I think they're gone, right?
I don't know.
There's no way anything's going to survive a washing machine.
From what I've read, I actually heard this on a different podcast. If you have bed bugs in New York, you can't even, it's like New York apartments are in super high demand. You can't even nobody will lease it if it's had bed bugs. And they're required by law to tell you.
Wow.
I feel like that's in most places.
Yeah. I'm just saying because New York, I mean, everyone's trying to get an apartment there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is there a Culver's coming to town?
I heard yes.
Really?
I also heard yes from the Torch.
At the big boy.
From what I gather,
the big
it's
boy
not.
I heard was an auto repair shop.
I heard that too. Well, if there's a Culver's, it's going to be across from the Meyer gas station in that grassy field.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Most likely coming by January 2017.
Right by Jimmy John's and the gas station.
That's soon.
Maybe, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, doesn't seem possible that they'd get it up by January of 2017.
Yeah.
That might be a typo.
Can I ask you a question, Kip?
Yeah.
If you could have any business or service come to Big Rapids, what would you want it to be?
A Target.
A Target?
That would be awesome.
How come?
I really like Target.
Okay.
They really they have everything a college student or any person really needs.
Yeah.
And it smells like popcorn always.
I think for me it'd be a Hortons.
It's important. Yeah, I guess. We already have a Starbucks and a Big B. And
ooh, Starbucks coffee.
Don't we have 2 Starbucks?
Horrible, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starbucks coffee is absolutely fantastic.
I think it's atrocious.
It's like, it doesn't really get much better, if you ask me.
Tim Hortons.
No, Tim Hortons is okay. It's just not as good.
Their sandwiches are good, too.
They're expensive. Tim Hortons is like a really expensive place if you want to get food.
Starbucks isn't expensive?
No, but who eats food at Starbucks? You know?
Oh, I get Starbucks food all the time.
Really?
That's why you don't like it.
It's convenient.
Yeah, I hate Starbucks, but I eat there every day.
Yeah.
It's unavoidable. It's right there.
Well, you can make a sandwich at
That's
home.
all we got.
Anyway, I'm not a big fan of Culver's. It's not bad. I probably won't patronize that place very often.
Yeah,
although it will be right across from my apartment if they put
Culver's
it
is pretty. They got good milkshakes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not really a milkshake guy.
I'll probably go once and then never go again.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I mean, we don't have. I was gonna say we don't have a burger place, but there is McDonald's and Wendy's. And Shoeburg's and Ruby Tuesdays and Applebee's.
And that bar down by the bridge.
And McDonald's.
Yeah, I said McDonald's. But yeah, there's plenty of burger places. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yom Kippur was October 11th, which is a Jewish holiday full of fasting and prayer. Don't have a ton to say about it because I'm not Jewish, and I don't think you guys are either. But
no. Is it a sin if I've never heard of that before?
Really?
It's a sin that
I've
don't
heard
use.
Of it, I just don't know, and you spelled it wrong. But
that's the sin.
Here's the thing, Jake. These are my notes. As long as I can read it, it doesn't matter. This is a podcast.
Yeah, switch the U and the I. It's not.
This is spelled right.
It's not Yom Kippur.
It's Yom Kippur, which is how I spelled it.
Kuppir.
We're going to have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure I spelled it right. Yom Kippur, it's not a sin to have not heard of it, but it's a sin that you don't use like Google Calendar or something that tells you that that's the day.
Yeah.
You spelled it right. Shit.
Yeah, I spelled it right, everyone, by the way.
You just like it because your name's in it.
No, my name is Kip, and this is Kippur.
Yom Kippur.
Where does the name Kip come from?
I was named after a professional hockey player named Kip Miller.
You can't call someone a professional that's played like 2 periods in the NHL.
How many periods have you played in the NHL, Jake?
You're not named after me.
Yeah, but okay, whatever. He played for the Washington Capitals. He played for Michigan State hockey, which is where my parents went to school. That's why they. Yeah. So.
I met a dude. He was named Luke after Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being named after someone? Not being original.
I really don't ever think about it.
Okay, sorry.
Though I do notice, like, I have to tell you, Anton, you probably experienced the same thing because you kind of have an uncommon name.
Yeah.
People will not forget your name.
Mm-hmm.
Like professors and stuff, they'll be like, "Oh, what's your name? What's your name?" And then it'll be to you, and you're like Kip or Anton, and it's easy.
Now that we're on that topic, and I hate to call her out, but one of my friends, Amarina, is named after an Elton John song, Amarina, and like that's cool and all because I'm obsessed with Elton John, but it's like one of his worst songs.
Really?
If you go listen to it, it's horrible.
Well, what if they're gonna name her after an Elton John song? What else is there to choose from? Daniel. You could name her Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
I can't think.
I don't know. I'm gonna think of a better one. Just keep going.
We're almost done here. Moving on. Saturday, the Bulldogs play U of M, the hockey team, I should say, and they're looking to get their first win here.
Dang.
Yeah, it's bad times for the hockey team the last couple games, or 4 games, I should say. They're 0-4 right now. Is that correct?
Really?
Yeah, 0-4-1 maybe.
I'm sure they've only played 4 games because that's kind of how they do it. But
oh, that's true. And then have you guys been to the hockey games?
I am not a big fan of college hockey, but I'm definitely gonna go watch Michigan beat Ferris.
Oh yeah, Jake's a Michigan fan.
I was thinking about going to a hockey game, but after hearing that, I don't have any interest in going anymore.
Yeah.
How do you feel about people who walk around campus in like Michigan or Michigan State gear, and like they don't rep Ferris Pride?
I don't feel anything about it.
I don't feel anything about it either.
But
because I'm obviously doing that right now.
There's actually a line in the sand you have to draw though, because I was at Tropical Smoothie the other day, a place I said I would boycott, but I found my way. I was half kidding about boycotting, but I found my way back over there the other day, and one of the workers was wearing a Grand Valley hat.
Yeah.
And that's like a direct. I mean, it's one thing to wear Michigan State because they're big schools.
That's a direct diss. Like,
yeah. Really, I mean, you're working in a place with all Ferris students. You're gonna wear a Grand Valley hat.
So, back to that. Names that she could have been named by Elton John.
Okay.
Other than Amarina. Alice.
Boo.
Janine.
That's alright.
Which I don't like.
That's okay. Call her Jeannie for short.
Benny. Benny and the Jets.
Yeah.
That's not a girl's name.
It can be. Nikita. Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatter's.
Well, you could.
And Mad Hatter's could be her middle name.
Yeah. Well, Mona Lisa would be her real name, or would it just be Elisa or Mona?
I guess Mona.
This is in case you're
Lisa.
lost here. We're talking about if you want to name your daughter after an Elton John song. These are your options. Do you have any more, Jake?
Lucy in the Sky with
Diamonds.
Lucy.
Yeah, that's a good
one. Pinball Wizard.
Nope.
Levon.
That's not.
Harmony.
That's. I hope nobody named Harmony is listening, but that's kind of a trashy name.
That's kind of a stripper name.
Not a stripper name. It's just trashy. It's like chastity. It's like you don't want to name that is another word. If you ask me.
I think that's all I got for.
Except for April or like there's some nice names that are like months. All right, so we have one more thing to talk about, boys. Keith Salowich wrote an opinion this week about going to Mars.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So what do you think? We should spend the money and we should do it up and we should go to Mars as like a country?
What define as a country for
like
you?
NASA.
Like how many people do you want to send to Mars?
Not like as a country we go. I'm saying like as a country we all, we pay our taxes and we all get behind it and we go to Mars.
I mean, I think we probably spend our tax money on worse things.
That's true. Yeah.
I'd like to see people like land on Mars.
It wouldn't be people.
Yeah, it would. That's the goal. Oh,
too hot.
No, dude, it's not.
You
have to read the news, Jake, because Obama just talked about, or he didn't just talk about, but he said he did just talk about going to Mars, bringing someone back safely. That's his goal by 2030, if I'm remembering correctly.
Do you know how long it takes to get to Mars? Because I hear it's a long time.
Yeah. I'm sure it's long. I have no idea.
Maybe like 2 years from now until 2030. there and back.
No, so the mission. So I'm really just asking your opinion. Should we do this, Jake? What do you think?
I don't know. I'm not an expert on NASA, but if we've never been there, then maybe we should try.
Yeah, why not explore new things, right?
Yeah.
Expand your horizons.
Why don't we?
But if it's gonna cost an arm and a leg for every American, then maybe not.
Why don't we explore balancing our budget before we start exploring other planets?
Would you personally like to go to space?
No.
No? Why not?
Too scary.
Too scary?
Yeah. All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
There's about like 18 things I wanted to talk about throughout this podcast, but I was worried because Jake Law said, I only have 20 minutes, I gotta get out of here. So I'm like, well, I'll hold these things. But now you're opening it up and I forgot.
What do you have, Jake, that you had to leave early? We had a hard out here in a couple minutes.
You guys want to help me with this history midterm?
Okay. Whatever, dude. You always say that's your go. Like my go-to excuse is I can't. I gotta go clean my room. Jake says, "Oh, I can't. I gotta go do homework," but he never does the homework.
I've been in this library for 5 straight hours.
It's funny. We have in our fraternity we do certain amount of library hours, and someone went on the website the other day to see who was logged in, and I guess I've been logged into the library since like May of 2014 or something. Left. Yeah.
Kept us orders Jimmy John's 3 times a day.
I know. Well, they're not open until noon. So for breakfast, or no, maybe 11. So for breakfast, I go to the vending machine. Yeah. I'm quickly running out of trail mix, though. All right, y'all. I think we'll see you next week. And we have a special surprise coming up on the Torch. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to intrigue you by saying it's very, very interesting. So listen up next week.